Okay, so you can see here, there are so many things in Anaconda. So out of these many things, something which is very much important at this point of time, I can tell you is a Spider, this Jupyter notebook, and also Jupyter Lab is similar to Jupyter Notebook. So you can think of Jupyter Notebook alone, and then Spider, and there are other things like R Studio is there if you are work, working on R programming language alongside Python, then R Studio will be also helpful to you because you can use on two different programming languages at the same point of time. You will have to install it further. And then PyCharm Professional is something. So PyCharm Professional and Spider, they are two IDEs. PyCharm is original. PyCharm Professional is original IDE of Python. So when you install Python from any python.org and all that website, and then you install PyCharm Professional separately and you use Python independently from there. But when you are using Anaconda, we prefer that we use a Spider, and we also prefer that we use Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is something I am clicking on this and I will show you what Jupyter Notebook is. So with the Jupyter Notebook, I was there for this courses. In this course, day one, Python review. So in Python review, Python crash course, if I do, so you can see this kind of notebook is opening here. So this particular notebook can be opened in Google Colab also. I can show you if you don't have Python, because this is opening because you have Python installed on your system. If you don't have Python installed on your system, then also you will have access to this and you can use Google Colab. Google Colab for Python. Better come to this window. Google Colab, this one. You're opening Google Colab here. New notebook. So in the new notebook, I can show you, this is just a new notebook. If I write some small program like hello world, print, print hello. So this is working here. So you can run a small segment of program over here, and many such things independently you can run in different cells. And whatever things has been done in the previous cells, that will be stored in memory and that can be utilized in the further processing also. So that way, this Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook works in the similar fashion. Here, if you want to go and open a open a notebook. So if you want to upload it, you can browse. From the browse, you can go to Python review. So the entire sheet is opened here also. So everything as it was opened in this particular case. Similarly, it is opened in Google Colab also. So here you are using all these things when Python is installed. And in this particular case, you are using all these exercise even if Python is not installed in your system. So you can simply run a is equal to 5, a is giving 5, type of a is integer, a is equal to true, type of a is boolean. All that you can learn here from without installing Python because you are doing it in Google Colab. So uh, two ways I have displayed to you, and another thing was there, that was a spider. So spider and PyCharm professionals are also very similar. I'm not going to PyCharm professionals. I'm going to spiders only. I will launch a spider now. So with this introduction, I believe you will be familiar with all these basics, and you will be able to choose what platform you have to use for your uh, whatever things you want to do. So here this file is automatically created untitled 0.py. I can I can rename this file save as test. In admin it is getting saved. So test.py, and here I can write a program like print. So that way you wrote a program here. Now you are going to run this complete program, hello world program, and you are getting output hello world 6. So this hello world 6 is coming because print hello world 6 is given. So I think we are pretty clear. You want any further basics, or we can proceed ahead. So this is the mm, main window where we do the entire programming. Here we can have one complete set of programs, and then we can have modules. We can have uh, all this organization of libraries and all, and we can complete the execution of software also in this particular spider. So here we can build the software itself in Python. So this is for developer. Just like VS Code is also used by developer, we can have this spider also. So this is for developer, and what we are doing in other such platforms like this is Google Colab, or what we are doing at this level in Jupyter Notebook. So all these things are meant for data scientists because they are not supposed to write the complete set of programs, organize the libraries and all. They are doing research, right? So in the process of research, they want just one cell. They just want this one cell where they will do all their research. So they need input till before and output after this cell. And in this one cell, they will do lots of computation, graphics analysis, presentation, lots of things they will do in just one cell. And that is research cell, right? So that's how this data scientist or those people who are working with graphics, they work closely with this Python uh, note, this Jupyter notebook. Okay. So let us see. This is about numbers. So you can see there are so many numbers, and we can have assignment of numbers as 5, assignment of numbers as instead of numbers we can assign a as true, and subsequently we can check that type of a is integer, and here type of a is boolean. So it's not like our C++ or Java program where we used to assign int a is equal to 5, like that. And this used to happen throughout the program, like this a will be an integer only. Here a is an integer initially, but later it becomes a boolean, then it becomes a float, and it keeps changing its value in data type. So data type is now a variable. Here we can assign anything to a, and that will become its data type. So it is very much flexible, right, compared to C++ and Java. So they are not that flexible in terms of data type assignment to the variable. So further, we are going to have some assignment like we say that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. So this kind of assignments is given, and we print x and y, it gives 2 comma 3. Now if we have to say like uh, we have to exchange the values of x and y, so what shall we do? What do you think you can do? So in Google Colab, try to exchange the values of x and y. So I just ask all of you to write a code so that you can exchange the value of x and y in Google Colab. If you have not Python, if you don't have Python installed with you, then uh, just use Google Colab and try to exchange the values of x and y. So currently it is printing x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. Now after the exchange, it should print x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. So can you do it now? Just see if you can do it now. If anybody has completed, just raise your hand. If anybody has completed this XY assignment, just raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Few people has completed, I think. So that's fine. If anybody want to explain, can explain also verbally. Unmute and you can explain. If anybody want to explain. Okay. So let's see the result here. In Python, we have like we can simply write x comma y equals y comma x, and this will just exchange the values of x and y. And if I will do this, I will just run this. You will see initially x was 2, y was 3. Now x is 3 and y is 2. So this change has happened. Now You can have other ways also. Like suppose if you say xy is 3 2 now and you want back to 2 3, you can introduce a intermediate variable z. So z will accept the value x, and x will accept the value y, and then y will again accept the value z. So initially z is assigned a value of x, and the same value of x is assigned to y. So in this process, what happens? X and y gets exchanged, and z is overwritten. So you can see z is equal to x, and z is finally assigned to y, and x is assigned with y. So value gets exchanged here. So x gets the value of y, and y gets the value of x, and an intermediate z is used in the process. That's it. There are other ways also in which we can use subtraction and division methods to get the value exchanged. So there are multiple ways. So there are always more than one way to do the same thing. So that's there. So strings wise, you can see this this how you can put double quotes in single quotes. If you have a double quotes in a string, you can put that all in a single quotes and print double quotes. If you have single quotes in a string, you can use double quotes and you can print the single quotes. And if there's something like single quotes within a string and you still want to print it in single quotes, then you can use slash. So with a slash, you can uh, make the meaning of this apostrophe. So here it is rapid, it's useless code. So it has retained its value because of the slash. Again with the printing, printing suppose hello Sachin, you are having a string in X that is hello, another string in Y that is Sachin, and you are writing hello Sachin. So this is coming as okay. Here you are writing A and B, and here you are writing B is equal to X and A is equal to Y. Ideally, you should write B is equal to Y and A is equal to X. So if you write B is, okay, first I will have to assign this to. So hello Sachin. So you can write like that. B is equal to Y and A is equal to X. So hello Sachin, you can see here. So this is coming because A is taking its value from X, which is hello. B is taking its value from Y, which is Sachin. So it is printing hello Sachin. Now, if you exchange the variable here, then it will print Sachin first, hello later. So it's sometimes you may not require to put this A and B altogether. You can leave it here. You can simply put Y and X here, and you are putting it in different order. So result will also come different, like Sachin hello. So result is coming like Sachin hello. So if you want it in right order, you'll have to put X comma Y. So that way also you can write it. So there are some ways you can quickly do it. In the list, so we are doing Python here. So you will get to learn what are the various essential elements of Python, and after that you practice it also, because Python, if you are learning it in 1 or 2 hour, and if you are not practicing, that's when you may lose lots of things that you have learned. So you need to practice a lot, and initially you practice with whatever things I am sharing with this Jupyter notebook. So just try to comprehend that, and whatever exercise I am giving, you complete that. And after doing all these exercise and all this comprehension, also try to solve some puzzles on the online coding coding puzzles. So coding puzzles in Python, that comes from list, that comes from booleans and all. So different puzzles comes on uh, coders, hacker rank coders website. So there you can solve some puzzles, and you will get more and more confidence about Python. So this is lists. So the list, suppose we are adding so many elements. So you can see initially we added few elements like 2.5 to 30, 34, all this. So float points are there, then other numericals are there, and then test is there, nothing is there, string is there, then list is there, then tuple is there, then uh, booleans are there. So so many different variety of data types and items we are adding in this one list. Okay, and after that we want to check out what is the length of this list. So we are first printing the list and then checking the length of the list. So as we are printing the list, it is getting printed from here to here. So the list is getting printed here. Okay. And the length of list is coming as 12. So if you will count each of these items individually, you'll find that there are 12 items in total. So that's how the length of this list. Now you can print the entire list by some additional operations like item into 2. So if you put item star 2, you can print it also. So what happens here? So anything which is singular, like 2.5 to 30, 34, all these are singular. So they are becoming double. And anything which is coming as a list, so this 1, 2, 3, 4 is coming as list. This list elements has doubled, got repeated twice, because we are doing item into 2. This tuple elements also got doubled. So this is creation of a new tuple. The same tuple is not there, because tuple is something which elements cannot be changed. But here these tuple elements are getting changed. So this is so this is doubled also. Further, true is becoming 2 and false is becoming 0, because true is true is assumed as something as 1 in binary, and false is assumed as something as 0 in binary. So now they are converted to their binaries equivalent, and then 1 into 2 becomes 2, and 0 into 0 becomes 0. If you have any questions, anything you want to ask, you can tell me now. Here we have x. So we can have append as one of the function through which we can add element to x. So x is currently 12 elements. Now we are saying x dot append 135. Another list I am adding at the end. So what is happening? So after true and false, another list is getting added to x. So now its length, if we see length of x, so now from 12 length of x has increased to 13. And after adding, we if we wish we can immediately get the newly added list also. The new list is equal to x dot pop, and we will be able to get that back. So new list, we are getting 135. So what we added, that is now harvested in this archived, or this is uh, got collected in this new list. So new list is now having 135. So new list is having 135, and if we want to further show x, sorry, we are not doing this for. So 135 is coming as a part of new list, and from 2.5 to this false. This is 12 element things. X is now as such as it was before. We can access the elements also in the list very easily. So suppose this is X and we want to suppose this is X. Suppose this is X and we want to access some of the elements here. So how can we access the element? Suppose we want test. We want to access test element. So index, you will see this is this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So x 6. We got test. If we want to access nothing, we just need to put one more, and we got nothing. In the nothing also, if we want to print ing, so how can we print that? So that we can do -3 colon. We can do that because last three elements we want to print. So, so ing we could print. So why -3? Because -3, at -3, if we don't put -3, then this nothing is there, and in this nothing, everything till noth is there. ing, so I is coming at -3. And when I say -3 colon and nothing, then -3 is included, and everything after that is included. So -3 is I, and everything after this I is included here. There are more to learn. We'll go to dictionaries directly after that. We'll complete dictionary quickly. Suppose there are words, and in the words, we have a keyword like happy, there is a keyword like test, there is a keyword like soul, and I am giving a interpretation of all these words. So happy, I say a jolly state of mood. Test means to examine something, and soul means the inner self, uh, the inner spirit. Let us see, inner spirit. So suppose we are giving this kind of interpretation of all these keywords. So whatever is key, and whatever is the meaning is meaning. So that way we can say there is a key and value relationship, right? So key, then colon, then value, then comma. The next key, colon, its value. Then again comma. Next key, then colon, then value. That way we are having these words. So these words are there. If I simply put this word, it looks like a dictionary that looks very pretty much simple like this. We can later see that this keyword, this dictionary will be very much helpful in creating data frame. So if we are creating a new data frame, and then we start with dictionary, so that we can see later. So this is dictionary. How to get the elements of dictionary? For example, we can write for k in words keys, and after keys we can write print k and then words k. So that is going to give the key and its value together. So key is giving. So from word dot keys we are getting all the keys in k, and we are printing k, and then we are printing words k. And so with words, when we are tagging this k, then it is together bringing the value. So we are getting the value as jolly state of. So all this is coming. So that way we can anytime find all the keys, and from the keys we can find all the values. There are other ways also. We can have, like, we can say items, items, and here we can write k comma b, and instead of words k we can simply write b. So it is also going to give the same result. So here key and values are coming together in sequence, and we can bring them together in loop, and that's how it will come. So no need to use words and k tag to that. So both ways we can bring it. Then we have booleans. Booleans I have explained, like true, false are booleans. So true generally means 1, false generally means 0. And in fact, uh, when we consider a number, and if we put something in if a statement, then if we put an 0, then it is treated as false. If it is non-zero, it is treated as treated as true. So you can see here, if it is 10, print true, it is printing true. If it is 0 and print true, it is not printing anything. If it is -1 also, it will print true. So any value which is not 0, you can check it out like 0.00001. So even this value is going to print true. So anything which is non-zero is treated as true. So uh, that can be taken. But as you saw earlier, like in this case, in this case, you see this print item into 2. So this became equals to 2, and this false became equal to 0. So true became 2 because anything other than 0 is true, but true is 1 only. So 1 into 2 is giving 2 here, and 0 into 2 is giving 0 here. So you can understand it was true. True multiplied with 2 gap 2 here. So true is generally represented in binary as 1 and false in represented in binary as 0. But when it comes to pushing anything in if block and so on, then anything which is not a 0 is treated as true. Okay. And then you can see you have tuples. So with the tuples, you can take the same example as you took with the uh, list. So you're giving the same input here. Just you are changing is that instead of big bracket, you are putting the small brackets. So you're putting everything in a small bracket and you are checking out x and length of x also. And it is coming out exactly in the same fashion as it came for list. So there are total 12 elements and the size of the tuple is coming like this. You can see. So you can see here that difference between tuples and list is there. So what is the difference? That is the main concern. So difference is that you cannot you have defined this tuple once. Now you cannot edit the element that you have put in sequence. Okay, so you cannot change the valuation of this element or order of this element, anything. It is just fixed. And you might be thinking, why are we doing it? So let me tell you, uh, you are going to do some physics project or astronomical projects where you need to fix certain items. So you want to certain items to be fixed there, like pi, which is 3.14. You do not want that this pi should change even. You want to put c, the speed of light, which you also do not want that it should change even, and the exponent e, which is having value 2.72. So you also do not want that this pi, c, and e, all these values should change because they are universal constants, right? So if you have decided that these are all your uh, uh, constants and you put it in this small bracket, so you're putting this all in a small bracket as a tuple. So this tuple has three pairs, and these three things are also tuples within the tuples within tuples. So pi 3.14 is a tuple, c 3 lakh kilometer per second is a tuple, e is equal to 2.72 is a tuple. So there are three tuples within a big tuple, and nothing can be changed. So your favorite constants is something like 2 1. So when you say 2 1, so what does this mean? If you simply say 2 1, okay, let me run this one. So 2 1 means 2.72. I'm talking about exponent e. Print. So that way you are writing this. Now, somehow you wanted to change this. Somehow you wanted to 3 point. You wanted to change it to 3.11, and it says tuple object does not support item assignment because this is not in the dictionary of tuple that it will update any value. There is no question of item assignment. Further, if you want to do something like constants, where you say dot append, and you write you write you write x, so that is also not happen. So append is also not allowed in tuple. So all these constraints are there and it is not allowed in tuple. Okay, so there are lots to learn here in tuple also, but let's move to sets. We are going quickly here. So in the sets, we can see that we define a sets with so many elements. So you see the frequency of 3 is very high. Frequency of 2 is also thrice. And frequency of 1 is only 1. So we defined S here and then we printed S. We defined S like this, where 3 is having multiple frequency, 2 is having 3 frequency, and 1 is having 1 frequency. And we are printing this S again. We see that 1, 2, and 3, right? So 1, 2, and 3. So this is coming only once. So that way you can understand set removes all the repeated items and keeps only unique items as a part of set. We can have set as a something like a list also. So this is a list here. In this list we are having ABC string also and so many numbers as 1, 2, 3 up to 5, and 2 and 1 are repeated, 3 is also repeated so many times. So this is list, and this list can be converted to set by the set command. And after that, we are storing everything in my set, and we are printing my set, and we are getting this list is having so many frequency of so many items. This all becomes reduced to 1, 2, 3, 5, and ABC only. So this is the property of set, that it removes all the iterations and keeps only the unique items. So we have something like that, if else statement, all that I think you already know. For loop, how to create a for loop. So all that is basic things which you should be knowing. While loop. So if you know for loop, while loop is also very similar to that. So that is the range. List comprehension is a interesting thing about Python, so that you can. So suppose I explain you the list comprehension here. So x equals list range 1 to 21, and in this, if we uh, when we say range 1 to 21, that's when 1 is included and 21 is excluded. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20. So this is x here. This x, if I say that I have to make a square of every single element in this list, how will I do that? So let's see here. I will make the square here. So I will run a for loop here for item in x, y append item square, print y, and y is a empty list, and this is getting appended every single time we find an item and we are making a square of it. So this is 4-liner code here. Okay. So this four liner code is going to solve your problem, making every single item as a square. Now the same thing can be done in just one line of code. This one line of code is what? You simply put item square for item in range 1 to 21, and we put that in a square bracket. That is stands for list comprehension. So this is called list comprehension because a for loop is expanded within a for loop is expanded within a bracket, and that is called list comprehension, and we are getting the same result as we get for that. And there are other ways through which we can get the same result is map and lambda operation. So lambda function and map operation. So that we can do, and we can still get the same thing in one liner code as you can see here. So we will talk about lambda function bit later, not today, because this is going to take another time over here for us. So we'll now move on to our next discussion, that is machine learning. So we have things to cover a lot. We have a lot of things to cover in Python, but this is all basic Python, which I explained, and I hope it is making sense to you that you have to study a lot over here. This is just the basic, and there are a lot to learn from NumPy, Pandas, data frame, all that, and Matplotlib. Okay, so you will have to learn a lot of things. So I am just leaving it to you to utilize your time uh, best in uh, learning Python the best way. I will, if you need some support from me, some study material, I can provide you. Um, for example, I can show you something. Uh, like this is one of the most recommended Python cheat sheet. So if you get this and if you practice all this, this is going to remove lots of confusion, and this is handy materials available which will help you a lot in various things related to Python. So this is a highly comprehensive cheat sheet of Python. So I have this with me. I can share this with you in case you need that. In fact, this is very much helpful. Even if you read from some good book, despite that, this will help you in recalling lots of fact quickly.